Good afternoon, students. In today's class, let us see one of the important grammars in English, active voice and passive voice. First of all, let us learn what is active voice and what is passive voice. We all know that the sentence which has group of words, in that group of words there are a lot of elements in it like subject, verb and object. Here in active voice, when we give importance to what people and things do, we use active forms. That is called active voice. When we give importance to the subject, it is called active voice. Then passive voice means when we give importance to what happens to people and things, we often use passive forms. Which means when we give importance to the verb, what happens to the people or things, which means when we give importance to the verb, that is called a passive voice. So for active voice, passive voice, we have to learn sentence pattern. So we have to split the sentence like subject, verb and object. Sometimes object and a complement will be there. So we have to split the sentence, identify the elements, then we have to change it. So sentence pattern is very important thing in active voice and passive voice. Before going to active voice, passive voice, let us learn the sentence pattern. What is sentence? A sentence is a group of words with a verb. It gives complete meaning or it makes sense. Group of words with a verb, it makes sense, is called a sentence. So here sentence pattern means there are few elements in the sentence, like our human body, we have head, neck, chest, abdomen, thigh, knee, calf, like ankle. We have some parts in our human body. The same way, the sentence has few elements like subject, verb, object, complement and adjunct. So let us learn what is subject, what is verb, what is object, what is complement, what is adjunct. So subject. In a sentence, what can be a subject? What is subject? In a sentence, the person who does the action, I mean the doer. The person who does the action is called the doer of the sentence. And also nouns or pronouns. We all know noun and pronoun. Noun means name of everything. Name of the person, name of the animal, name of the things, name of the place, name of the birds. So name. Any name, it can be a subject. Then the pronoun. Pronoun I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These kind of pronouns are called a subject. It can be a subject. So the doer, noun or pronoun is called a subject of the sentence. So we have to split the subject alone from a sentence. Then the verb. Usually we used to say action words are verbs. But here I would say not only action words, sometimes the be form verbs, sometimes the have form verbs. Be form verbs are am, is or was, were. Have form verbs are have, as, had. Sometimes it will come together like be form verb plus action word, have form verb plus action word. So we have to mark together a verb. Then object. Object means a word or phrase which receives action from the subject or what is done by the subject. For example, Subiksha played chess. Subiksha obviously a subject because the name of a girl. Then played. Played means action word. She played something. Then chess. The word which receives action like playing from the subject. So chess is an object. Then complement. Generally in grammar books, in textbooks, the teachers they would say word or phrase which is used to complete the sentence. But here I would say for the better understanding, complements are professions. The word or phrase which refers to any profession, that word or phrase is called complement of that sentence, or the word or phrase which once again describe the subject. For example, Virat Kohli is Indian cricket team captain or a captain. Virat Kohli is a captain. So look at the sentence Virat Kohli, the name of a sports person. Subject is be from a verb. Then captain, who is the captain? Again it goes to the Virat Kohli. It describes the Virat Kohli. So this is called a complement. Or any profession, she is a doctor. She refers to a girl. Subject is verb. Doctor, who is doctor? Again it goes to she. So this is complement. The professions are called a complement, or the word which describes once again the subject is called a complement. Then the adjunct. Adjunct means the word or phrase which answers to the question when, where, how and why. For your better understanding, word or phrase which refers the time, place and an action is called adjunct of the sentence. Time, any time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, morning, evening, yesterday, tomorrow, last week, last month, next year, next month, these kind of times, summer, autumn, winter, spring, time. Then the place. Place means any place, in the corridor, in the classroom, in the kitchen, on the floor, Adayar, Chennai, Trichy, Kovai, Delhi, these kind of places. Or any continent or any country which refers to a place is called adjunct of the sentence. Then how we do the action, like immediately, fastly, slowly, these kind of words refers to how and why. So these are the adjunct of the sentence. Here, before going to active voice, passive voice, we have to focus on only one thing, that is verb, because we are going to change the verb, not subject to object, object to subject. It is very normal. It is an ordinary one. So the verb form is very, very important. So let us have a look on the active voice verb form and passive voice verb form. We know the kinds of tenses. So here the first one is simple present tense. What is simple present tense? It has only one verb form. But here the V1, the first form of the verb, like do and does. Do and does is the form, not the exact action word. We can apply any number of action word here, like go, goes, come, comes, eat, eats, drive, drives. These kind of action words. Any number of action word we can apply here. Then in passive voice, we have to maintain the tense, retain the tense, but the importance should be changed. So how can we give importance to a verb? When we change the verb into the third form of the verb, we can give importance, but we should not change the tense so far. So for that, we can use the present tense be form of, like am, is, are. The am, is, are will refer or will represent present tense. V3 denotes importance. So we will get present tense and also the importance, the given importance verb. Then simple past tense. Simple past tense V2 did form, like played, went, saw, worked, watched, spoke, wrote, like that. So when we change into passive voice, the same way we can apply here. We have to use the past be form of, like was and were. Was and were will represent the past tense, and when we change V2 to V3, that will be given importance. This is the second one. Then the third, simple future. Will, shall, can, may plus V1. That is called simple future. So there is no be form of for the future tense. So we have to add be. Will, shall, can, may plus be plus the V1 will be changed into V3 here in the passive voice verb form. Look at the table. Present continuous. Before going to present continuous, let us have a knowledge about the present continuous. What is present continuous? For present, we have to use present be form verb. Okay, the present be form verb will help us to understand it's a present. Then action word plus ing, I mean verb plus ing denotes continuous. So present continuous. We will get present continuous. For present tense be form verb, we will have a present, then verb plus ing continuous. So present continuous. Am is are plus verb plus ing. That will be changed. I mean the passive voice verb form is the same am is are for present. Then for continuous we have to add being because we are going to change the verb into V3. We cannot add ing in the third form of the verb. We cannot add ing in the V3. So we have to add another being in between the be form verb and V3. So that's the way we can give importance to present continuous tense. Then the past continuous. Past continuous again, verb plus ing continuous. For past we have to use the past be form verb like was and were. So past continuous. Again we should not change the tense in passive voice verb form. Was, were will tell you the past. Being denotes the continuous and V3 importance. So obviously we will get past continuous. Was, were plus being plus V3 that is mentioned in the table. Then present perfect. Perfect tense itself means V3, the third form of the verb like go, went, gone, write, wrote, written, speak, spoke, spoken, talk, talked, talked, work, worked, worked, come, came, come, read, read, read. So the third form of the verb will be there in the perfect tense. For present perfect, we have to use the present possession. Have and has. Have as denotes present. V3 denotes perfect. So present perfect. So when we change into passive voice, we have already done the few other tenses like changing V3. But here, the tense itself as the V3. So we need not to change the V3, but we have to add another V3 that is called been. Have, has, present, been plus V3. So that's the way we can give importance to the verb. Then past perfect. Add represents past, V3 represents perfect. Again we have to add plus been plus V3 in the passive voice verb form for the past perfect. Then future perfect. Will, shall, can, may plus have plus V3. This is called a future perfect. When we change into passive voice, will, shall, can, may plus have plus been plus V3. Again, I repeat it, one important thing. When there is no importance in the verb, that is called active voice. I mean, the simple present, simple past, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. These kind of verb forms will have a active voice verb forms. We have to change into passive voice. We need not to look at the by or subject or object, those kind of things. We have to focus only on the verb. That is very, very important. So when we change into passive voice, the verb is very, very important. We have to change the verb. That's why we have given the verb form. I hope you understand. Let us continue the next class with the examples of each tenses. Thank you.